Hi, everybody. We're going to be getting started today right at noon. Just letting everyone get logged in now. Thank you. We see that several of you are getting logged in. We're going to go ahead and start right at noon. Looking forward to getting started with you. Hey, everybody. Oh, I see Linda Otto is here from California, so she knows already what my first question is going to be because she was at our last virtual open house. So while everyone's still getting logged in, let's find out where people are here from. Tell us where you're watching. We have a Q&A feature and a chat feature on this, and I will be monitoring those and answering questions throughout. Oh, Dave's coming from Santa Cruz, California. So Linda, you're not the only Californian here today. We got Scotty from Davenport, Barbara from Coquille, Oregon, Rick from Eugene, Kurt Whitaker from Georgetown in South America. That's quite a ways. Glad to have you here. All right, and Lynn is from Vancouver, Washington. Glad to have you, Lynn. Jody from Northern Idaho. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Okay, everybody. Glad to have you here. It is now 12 o'clock, so I am going to go ahead and introduce Johanna Siebert. She is our home ownership counselor based out of Medford, Oregon, and she helped design and create this Alexander plan we're going to tour today. Johanna?
Hi, everybody. Nice to, this is my first virtual open house, so
yes, today, Johanna, do you want to get started and let everyone know maybe just the standard exterior options on this plan?
Yes, so this is an Alexander plan, and it is a highly modified plan. And a lot of people probably have a hard time seeing the resemblance between what we ended up with and what we started with, which is part of what makes my job so much fun. Our Alexander plan comes in several different elevations. We have our classic elevation with a front garage, our traditions, which add some nice exterior trim features on the front, and or was that backwards? That's our signature and our traditions. And you might notice there is no Farmhouse Alexander. So this house that we designed did turn into a farmhouse, and we did have to do some modifying to the to structural modifications to give it the farmhouse elements, like the front porches and the gable features. So I guess we can start. Do you want to look at the floor plan, Melissa?
Yeah, can you show us that? And maybe, I'm sure everyone would love to see your red lines as well.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the standard floor plan for the Alexander plan. And then when my client came in to talk to me, they kind of explained what they were looking for as far as where their views were, which happened to be on all four sides of the home. The property has beautiful views of the mountains and pastures with horses grazing. I mean, it's like the ultimate country view. And so they were trying to capture a view on all four sides, and every room needed to have a window. So every bathroom, the utility, like everything. And so I suggested we started with the Alexander plan. And at first they were kind of, okay, I kind of see it. And then we started drawing and we ended up with this. So, and still, right, maybe you kind of see it, but I can see it because I've worked on, now I've been with Adair for 17 years. So I've worked on hundreds of floor plans and lots of modifications. And I know what we've done on other plans, and I can kind of incorporate little pieces and parts, which is why it's important to come in and talk to your, talk to a representative in person as soon as you can. So we started with this, and we ended up going through just a mild custom process with a highly, we call it a highly modified Adair plan. It's not a like from scratch because we already started with something. And the drafting team, when we met them, came up with this, which is a little bit different than what I had. But it really worked because they got all the windows that they wanted in every room. They got a pantry and a big giant master closet and bathroom. And then everywhere we stepped out a room, it added a very nice gable feature on the outside roof line, which is how we got all these little cute roofline characteristics. And of course, we had to add the board and bat, so we had a farmhouse. So it was a little bit of a process.
I love it, Johanna. You did such a great job.
It turned out so great.
Let's see the actual home. Can you show us the video?
Yeah. Okay. So this is how it turned out in person. And I should note that this house isn't painted yet, and they need to put their decks on. And we are invited back out as soon as that's done to take some professional photos, which I'm sure Melissa will put on Facebook or on our website. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be white with the stain on all of the wood features. And I believe it's going to have a nice like blue front door. It's going to be really cute. So I'm going to start the video, and this just kind of walks you around the outside of the house first. And like I said, I mentioned earlier, the goal of the house was to capture all the views that she has in the property. Plus, they're horse people and they wanted a farmhouse, a real farmhouse. You'll notice that our farmhouse
Johanna,
windows,
we're currently not seeing the video.
uh-oh.
Can you pop it up into the same window where the floor plan is?
I don't know. I shared my screen.
Oh, it's not sure. Can anyone see the video? Is it just me having an issue? Please let us know if you can see the video. Okay, you cannot see the video. Can you see the red line plans that she's showing? Yeah, great. Okay. Johanna, did you have this video posted on our Facebook B1 group by chance?
No, but I can try really quickly.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Want me to?
Apologize, guys, for the technical difficulties here. We are going
It's my first one. I'm sorry.
We're going to be sharing that momentarily here.
You want me to put it on there?
Hang on one second here. So what do you, how do you have the,
It's on my computer.
okay. Sorry about this, everyone. Go ahead and do that, Johanna. Go ahead and upload it to the B1 group, and we can definitely share it from there or to your Facebook page. Maybe it needs to be a web base. Let's see. I'm going to try. What do I have on? I'm going to try sharing my screen really quick. I apologize, everybody.
Oh, I think I can stop sharing my screen and then pull it up and share my screen again.
Okay, try that.
Well, hold on.
Thanks for your patience, guys. This is a really cute house. You're going to love getting to see it. So.
No.
Yeah, do you have it on the same monitor too? That can make a difference. It just shares the one monitor screen.
I'm trying.
So while you're looking that up, do you remember what the square footage with the changes you made with the square footage of that house wound up being? Linda Otto was asking about that.
It was 2461.
Okay, yeah, so it definitely added some. Oh, there we go.
Can you see it?
I can see.
Okay.
Definitely added some square footage with those customizations you guys
Yes, it went from 1,951 square feet to 2,461.
All right.
Okay, so this is the house in real life. And I have to make a note that it's, like I said before, it's not painted yet. And we need to put some decks on here, but we wanted to get, I just wanted to get this done well, so that, and we'll get some professional pictures later. So farmhouse characteristics are this cute little eyebrow over the window here, like a little shed roof. And the windows that we put in have a 2 grid and they're single hung, so they open up and down. And then there's board and bat trim, and this is all James Hardy trim. And our front door comes standard with these 2 side lights and this cute little 2-panel front door. And then you try to get these shed roofs in here wherever you can. Can you see my mouse too? And so in order to get a shed roof, you have to build this gable. And to build the gable, you just pull out the front of the house a couple feet. And every time you pull out a couple feet, it makes a gable. And you can run your porches around. And it adds a lot of character to the elevation. So again, my customer has beautiful property and they really wanted to get the views all the way around. And then on the left-hand side, we'll walk around there in a second. We added a really nice covered shed style porch, and it runs across the entire side of the home. Do you see that maypole? Is that so cute?
So cute.
So this is going to be their covered porch.
Oh, I love it.
And there's a little window up in the gable, which is very cute. These light fixtures are standard farmhouse light fixtures, and we did the French or atrium door coming out onto the porch, and they're going to be spending a lot of time. And then you can see how the gables kind of come out and add a lot of character. The back side of the house is exactly the same. So there's actually a lot of character on the back. In addition to having the windows,
Johanna,
Hold
while you're
on.
working to pull that back up, Curtis had a question about the gables. How does that impact the cost of the home by adding those extra gables?
It's just a regular, it's just the regular square footage cost, basically. So basically we calculate out your square footage and we just add that on. And any home ownership counselor that you work with in a branch can help you determine those costs.
And that other picture that we saw by accident, what was that?
That was my husband team roping.
Oh, that's awesome. Should have known your husband rode horses too.
Yeah. Why did my video stop though? Okay, hold on. I'm almost back to where we were. Okay. Here we go. So going back to the front door, and I am so sorry. This is the first time I've done this, and it's definitely a challenge. It's a new experience for me. We're now going to enter the house. So exciting.
I do love that farm door. It's so cute.
It is so cute, and it's going to be so much better when it's painted. But so this is very typical of our Alexander plan, right? Just one big open area. This customer chose not to have the island because they're going to build a really cute handmade piece of furniture, and I think it's going to come from something that her grandfather had, so it's going to be real personal for the space. So I think she did add a couple feet to the depth and the width of this room, so it is extra large. Why is it doing that?
That is one of the beauties of building with Adair Homes, everybody, though, that you can customize the plan, and you can, like, so this homeowner choosing to build their own kitchen island, that's not something you get to do with every home builder. So I think that's a definite benefit. I think it'll be a really cool thing to see when it's all finished.
Yes.
And I can definitely see why they wanted all those windows. What a beautiful piece of property.
It is stunning. Okay, so hopefully this will just keep rolling. Our windows you can see here is, so
we need you to share the screen again, Johanna.
So one thing that my customer did do, we have a limited budget, right? Everybody has their own budget. And in this case, we weren't able to get everything in here that was on the wish list. And I say we, but because we're kind of a team, but it was them that had to make the choices about what stays and what goes. You will see here, this is our standard appliance package. It is included in the price of our home, and that includes the range, the microwave, and the dishwasher. Those are laminate countertops, so they decided they wanted the floors, the 9-foot ceiling plate, the white cabinets, and all the square footage. And they would do the countertops later. Although she ended up really liking the way that they turned out, so she's pretty happy and feels like she can live with those for quite a while.
They're beautiful. I thought they were the granite, so they look great.
And the 9-foot ceiling plate gets you extra tall windows. That sliding glass door is like 8 feet tall. And of course, every farmhouse needs a pantry. So I had to make sure there was a pantry in there for her. She does have a home office. So we put the office up front in case she had customers over, then they can just come right in. And while she's working, she can see her horse out there. She's a veterinarian. And then around the corner, we added the half bath. The Alexander doesn't come with a half bath, so we added this for her. And those are all standard features in there as well. The pedestal sink. That is a new vinyl floor that we have available, which is really perfect for her. And I love it. It looks really great in person. So down the hall, our Alexander plan always does have this storage in the hall, which has a 4-shelf and then a shelf and pole. And just from the way that we custom designed the plan, we ended up with another storage, which was, you know, kind of just leftover space, but they do have something to put in there. So they were pretty excited about that. And then the hallway with the little angle that my draftsman just put in there on their own, it really added a nice feel to the hall, especially with that 9-foot plate. It didn't feel very crowded in there. This is the standard bedroom in the Alexander that's on the front of the house. It's just in a new location. Let me know if I need to pause. Okay, here's the cute little laundry room we added in between the garage and the house so she can have a window over her sink. And it ended up being a really great space, like it's very roomy, and it made the house super cute from the outside. I'll pull up the floor plan again so you can see what that looks like from the outside.
Yeah, it'll be nice to fold laundry in there. It's a big open space.
Yeah. And then we added a different kind of bathroom than we normally do in the Alexander, where there's the separate tub and toilet room and then the dual vanities so that people can kind of use both spaces up. They have 2 girls. That is also the standard like bedroom number 4, I think we call it in the Alexander plan. And then the trim pack and the doors, that's all of our standard materials that come included in our base price. The master bedroom, we actually did the expanded master option to get that extra square footage in there. And it's really light and bright and airy, which is what they wanted for their space. And again, the master, this is the 5-piece upgrade where there's a separate tub and shower. We put a cute little recessed niche in there for her to do candles and towels. But the dual vanity comes standard in our plans in our base price. And then this closet is the size of a bedroom.
I love that closet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So is the closet something that was customized?
It was that whole, I'll show you the base plan and the Redline plan again, so that you can see what we did here. But a lot of these features in here are standard, but we just did the floors and that 9-foot ceiling and the painted cabinets, and pretty much everything else in there was just, you know, included in the price with the exception of our, you know, adding square footage to it.
Love it. So at what point do you usually recommend people come in and meet with a homeownership counselor, Johanna?
Well, in my opinion, I don't think it's ever too early to meet with us, because even if you're just starting, I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to try. Even if you're just starting the process, if you don't know that we have something that's going to work for you when you are ready, you just want to make sure that you know we have it, so that when you are ready, you can come back in and get started. This customer that we just built our home for, I started talking to in 2016.
Oh, wow.
They were not ready in 2016, but they started coming to my open houses, and And then over the years, I just kind of got little bits and pieces of what they were interested in. And I mean, we didn't sit down and fully quote out a house and, you know, do all the details yet, but it was important for them to know that we were going to be their builder and that we were going to build something that they wanted. And when they got to the point in their life when they were ready, they came in here and said, it's time. And then we did it.
Yeah. So Mary was curious, how long did it take to develop? This is a very highly customized version of this plan. So how long did it take to develop the plan and get that ready to go?
That process was maybe 2 to 3 weeks. It wasn't very long. Like actually getting the, you know, when you sit down and talk with a homeownership counselor who's, you know, we've all have experience and we've been working here, and it's pretty quick that we can sketch out a red line for you. And then if that makes sense to you, we actually run like a simulated estimate and kind of tell you about what it will end up at. And if that makes sense to you, then we just move on to working with the drafting and design team, and you get a meeting with them, and they will also ask you about, you know, what your vision is, and they might give you some ideas on how to make what we want to do is make a house that you would love, but also is very efficient building material wise, so that we can help you keep the cost down.
Yeah. So you've helped build and design a lot of homes over the 17 years, Johanna. Nicholas was curious about understanding that it will vary quite a bit from plan to plan, but he's looking to build something about 1,800 square foot. Do you have any way of saying what an average cost is for a home of that size?
Well, it's a little bit difficult because we have, all the plans are different. And like, you can see my base plan of my Alexander. You can see my screen now, right?
Yes.
See how the black lines is just kind of like a nice little rectangle. And then we start bumping out. When I start adding all these little bump outs in here, and it actually doesn't just change the floor plan, it changes the roof line and gets all the cute gables in there. And so it could be the same size house, but have more features like that, which would change the price per square foot. But I do track my customers' projects. I track the overall contract amount based on the square footage, and the square footage price is that I end up with is usually about 115 maybe, and they have nice upgrades in them. We start probably, you know, around 80, 85 depending on the plan. But I'd say a pretty good rule of thumb, if you want to add some of the features that you saw in this house, would be 115.
Thank you for that, Johanna. Hopefully that answered your question.
I'm long-winded.
That's a lot of red lines there. You guys did a lot of work. It's nice to see how custom you can make any one of our Adair plans.
Mm-hmm. And you see how I had the utility room in the front here originally, mm-hmm. and the garage kind of here. After our design meeting, we ended up with this bedroom in the front and the utility room in the middle. And
our drafting team is great at giving us smart suggestions like that.
Yes, and that made it more efficient for how the roof lines were going to connect. And you can see in my elevation here, there's that little laundry room. And it actually, when you look at the house, that added a lot of character because it changed the roof line up so much. And she has a window in the utility room.
Yeah, I love it. Mm-hmm. So cute. Kind of old school with that, you know, connected garage kind of.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely like that is their own home. It's not the, you know, a plan that we built for anybody else. So, but I should note, you know, anybody that kind of likes this look, the Alexander plan, I've probably done 3 or 4 farmhouses using that plan. They're all a little bit different, but it's a really easy plan to start with. Probably the Odell would be too, the 1736.
Okay, did anybody else have any questions for Johanna before we let her go about, you know, maybe this plan in particular, or any other, you know, if you're looking to build an Adair home? Johanna has been at this, like she said, for 17 years, helping people design the most cost-efficient custom homes. You know, while we're seeing if there's any more questions really quick, I'm just going to let everybody know, if you guys want to meet with Johanna or another homeownership counselor in your area, the best way to do that is to go onto our website, adairhomes.com. We have a live chat feature. You can interact pretty quickly with one of our homeownership teams. You can also message us. We have a bunch of forms on every floor plan page. There's an option to schedule an appointment. And we do recommend scheduling an appointment before coming in, just to make sure we can make the most of your time. So another option is you can always email Anna, that's ANNA at adairhomes.com, and one of our online team will get back to you right away. Okay, so Rick, thank you. And Kurt has a question about the cost of redlining and drafting. So can you address that?
Yes. So I really appreciate everybody's hard-earned dollar. So when you come in and visit with me, we can redline a plan, and we can get you, you know, after doing this so long, we can get you really close to what that price is going to be, just as a courtesy. So there is no, you know, commitment, and it doesn't cost you anything to come and visit with me. Now, when I ask my draftsman to actually draft this plan and get rid of the red lines, that's where we take a little design fee. I think for this home, it was $1,000. And that actually got this a meeting with the designer, which is a virtual meeting that would go much smoother than the one I just did for you. And they will draft a beautiful plan so you can see what it looks like inside and outside. Because sometimes we start drawing lines and we don't really realize like how it's going to translate once they go to draft it. So they'll draft something for you to look at, and then they will give us a firm price on it. And that process is just $1,000. If you start completely from scratch, like you know, you've been drawing on a napkin and it's your dream home, that is a $3,000. But when we highly modify one of our plans, it's just $1,000, which I think is worth every penny. And
can you clarify that, Johanna? Because the fee is something that gets applied towards the total cost of the home, right? If you decide to build with us, is that correct?
Yeah, well, there's a design fee. So yes, it does kind of credit off your total price, but I mean, it's something that you have to pay up front.
And so Dave has a question, and he wants to know, is there a place to see the options you have priced out, or is that something you need to discuss with your sales rep?
Yes, you would discuss that with the sales rep, but especially like custom options, but things like can lights and, you know, flooring and things like that, they're really easy for us to tell you how much they cost.
Yeah, and we have our design center, and we have a lot of photos online. So if you want to check out what a lot of the custom options look like, you can definitely get a start online. But the best thing to do is definitely to meet with one of our homeownership counselors.
Yeah. And you know, Melissa, you do put wonderful pictures on our website. Also, our Facebook has a lot of pictures that they don't always get to the website. So there's a lot more pictures on Facebook too.
That's true.
But it's always good to go look at plans. Maybe you're not really interested in that plan, but they have different photos and color combinations and different design ideas. Like maybe you're not interested in 2 stories, so you never went in to look at the 2-story photos or virtual tours, but it's really good to look at all of them because there's so many great ideas that our customers have.
Absolutely. Well, Johanna, I want to thank you so much for helping us through this virtual open house. I think you and your customer, you did a fantastic job designing this plan. I absolutely love it.
It turned out great. Thank you.
And thank you to everybody who was on the call today. It was great to have you. Again, if you have questions, go to our website and use the live chat, or you can ask Anna at adairhomes.com. Thanks so much, everybody, and have a great day.
terrible.